Oh my goodness, we're live here. I have Lauren McMonagle
Good job.
here with me in the studio, which is AKA the loft in my apartment, and I'm super excited that she's with me. I met Lauren not too long ago, but she is a coach. She's a carer, and she is so today we're going to be talking a little bit about her method of coaching, how she helps people to transform their life, and we got one person on here. If you're on here, say hello in the comments. Put a hashtag Miss McMagic down
Ooh,
below.
I like
If
the
you're
way that
live,
sounds.
if you're not live, then put a hashtag Miss McMagic down below as well. So thanks so much for being here. Lauren, I just want to open up the floor to you for you to share a little bit about how you ended up becoming a coach and
Mm.
how you ended up doing what you're doing now.
Yeah. So, thank you. First of all, Michael, it is such an honor to be asked to be on your podcast. This is my very first podcast and I'm super excited. Yes. Um how did I get into coaching? Well, I think it really started with just my own personal journey of just wanting to kind of find a little bit more about myself and how I could really have, I guess, sustainable happiness and like fulfillment and like how do I really create impact in the world that I want to see. Um, and so I was really on like a search and I found my coach Kyla Coogan and from there it's kind
Shout
of
out, Gyla.
shout out to Kyla always. I have to give her love every time because she really has changed my life. So,
Mm, that's awesome.
yeah.
So, okay, fantastic. And what? Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Wisconsin and then we moved when I was 2 to Colorado and I grew up in Colorado. And then I moved out to San Diego like a year and a half ago.
Hmm. What was the
And
impetus for the move?
well, I graduated from school and had zero plans for life. And then when I graduated, I realized there were infinite number of things I could do, and it was kind of like thrilling, but also terrifying.
Hmm, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool. So, and then I just want to dig right in, if that's
Let's dig
cool.
it.
Let's dig in.
Yeah,
So we got one person on here. Appreciate you. I don't know where the other four went, but they were like, "Peace out."
they're
That's
coming.
okay.
They're coming. I can feel them coming.
Okay. So right before we started this, you talked about these three pillars, and I assume they're the three pillars of transformation. And I'd love for you to share what those are. Like, what
Yeah,
are the three pillars?
absolutely.
Are they physical pillars? Are they metaphorical
Well,
pillars?
they're actually principles.
Oh,
They're principles.
whoa.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so the three principles, it's mind, thought, and consciousness. And it's something that the three
Hmm.
principles are what we all have as humans. So it's something that's occurring all of the time within all of us and all around.
Okay, so just so, because I'm super slow
Yeah.
sometimes, mind,
Mind,
thoughts,
thought. Yeah.
consciousness. Not thoughts, thought, singular thought.
I
Or is
mean,
like the
overall thought.
overall thought
Hmm.
and consciousness. Okay, so they're principles. What are they principles for?
Just like a way of being in the world. Like, so here, this is a good way of like explaining it. So, a lot of coaches or a lot of like practices out there have, you know, different ways of doing rituals or meditations and a lot of like different doing things. The
Hmm.
principles, it really is just a conversation about like the way where our human experience is coming from. And so there are
Mm.
so within our like our our mind, thought, and consciousness, all of those things are occurring all of the time, creating our experience. And so if you can understand where your experience is coming from and you look kind of within yourself and you understand that everything is created through thought, it makes it so that you can like experience like the outer world in like a different way. You're not searching so much, or I haven't been searching for external things as much, and I'm in like a much like more peaceful, loving state, and I'm able to just like do things in the unknown like all the time. It just feels like I'm able to just like jump in, and I'm like, what? I just want to be in the unknown now.
Whoa.
What
What is the unknown? What does that mean?
does that mean? I mean, it's like literally even in this conversation, I don't know really what's going to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Nobody,
That's the
you
exciting
don't
part.
know.
Yeah,
Like,
we're letting the universe speak through us.
yeah, we're like in a constant state of improv. And um, I think that for a lot of folks, including myself, like my mind wants to go and like kind of figure out my future, figure out how I'm going to accomplish my dreams, my goals. And I also think about what's happened in the past so I can like kind of, learn really well from what has happened in my past and make sure it doesn't happen again. Um, but I'm finding that like it doesn't really help me particularly to like dive into all of that.
Mhm.
And I find that a lot more is accomplished just by being here in the present moment.
Mm, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What makes sense about it?
just that you don't things don't get accomplished in a future place. Like there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to get going, or there's nowhere to be except for like right here. And so it makes sense that like there's only right now in the present to take action, right? Like
Hmm.
every moment that you have. I don't know if you're familiar with Landmark at all.
I've heard about them. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that here, but um, at one point in one of their programs, the leader of the person who was facilitating it, um, he was saying, basically there comes a point when there's only like 3 or 4 classes left, and he's like, all right, this is the race to the starting line, right? And so basically what he meant is like once this program is over, there's still like that's like just the beginning of
Hmm.
like you creating your life in a place where you're fully present and you're filled with the possibilities of your life, you know?
Hmm.
So I think about that when I'm thinking like there's only right now to go towards where I'm going.
Yeah.
So, but let's dig a little bit deeper into the principles.
Yeah.
So we have mind, we have thought, we have consciousness. How does one apply these things to become more present, to stop searching for the external, to really go after their dreams, whatever that might be?
Hmm.
And do you do it one by one? Like, how do people apply this right now?
Right now.
If you can give them the little gems.
Yes. Okay. Um, so I would say one of the biggest things is that has helped me is thinking about like if you could see thoughts and they were just like coming through and you're like, oh my gosh, like all like, okay, you have this story coming in your head of like, gosh, I haven't worked out today or haven't eaten. You have, you start the story that you kind of have like every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't really see them, but you can kind of like that they're
They're
there.
whooshing
Yeah, they're
through.
just like
Yeah, we all have like between 50,000 and 80,000 thoughts. Just wondering what that we mean by external.
hmm.
Okay, Joseph, that's an excellent question. We're going to get to it right after she finishes explaining the thoughts.
Okay. And so one of the biggest things too is thinking about thought in a very neutral way, that like there's not like good thoughts or bad thoughts, and that they're kind of like waves where they just like they come and they go, and they're really transitory. They're not going to stay forever. And there's nothing to change about your thoughts. Like, it can be, for me, I would like start having similar thoughts about like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel anxious. Like, I need to like change my thoughts. And because I started noticing that like the correlation to the way I'm feeling is like based on a thought, but we tend to want to know which thought is creating the feeling when we start to open our mind up to the principles. And that really, like you said, there's 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day, so you could be spending a lot of time trying to figure out which thought created the feeling. And so
Mm,
kind of like, if you were to, if you could see the thoughts kind of come through your system, like you kind of just let them like flat like float away, or like when you notice that they're happening, just like kind of either like,
accept them and let them flow through you.
yeah, like flow through, or like just kind of like not finish the sentence or put a period, and just like
Mm,
we're just gonna like pause there and slow down. And it's not changing anything. It's not like trying to control or like
manipulate.
manipulate the
It's just
thought.
letting them. You heard exactly what they just said, just there, and you're like, all right, perfect.
Yeah.
Period. Period. Mark.
Because I
So those
think,
are the
yeah, those are
thoughts.
the thoughts. Cuz
Okay.
like the magic is like, I think when you have, we talk about like having a clear mind, and so a lot of people are trying to like get to that state of a clear mind.
Mm-hmm.
But the clear mind is like what's available at all times, and it's not something that you necessarily have to um
There's nothing to get to.
there's
It's
nothing to get,
here.
it's
It's here
right
now
here, like within us, like in
within
this moment.
us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you can allow kind of like those thoughts to, you know,
Come to a pause.
yeah, come to a pause. There's like new thought that can come through. It's like wisdom on tap. I talk about it. Like sometimes I'm just like, what the, can I cuss on here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what the fuck just came out of my mouth? And it's like people are like, wow, you're so wise. I'm like, but we all have this tap. Like we all can tune into the wisdom tap at any given time.
Mm,
And if we can trust that like there's like this bigger mind that like will just come through us at any point in time, like we're in the right moment at the right time, and the new thought, the new thing is going to come through when we need it to come through.
mm, got it. Interesting.
And consciousness is just being able to like choose, like we have as humans, like it's kind of like this gift to be able to, you know,
Choose.
like if your thoughts are kind of going into, we call it kind of like this scary movie where you're watching a scary movie and you're like, is this scary movie ever going to end? Well, you always have like the choice to kind of walk away from the scary movie or turn the scary movie off and
Mm,
look in a new direction at a new movie at any
wow.
point in time,
Yeah. Like right now.
like right now. Except this is a pretty cute movie.
I know. Look at us. Look at us. You say,
Oh, look at us. Look at us.
look at us.
Come on.
All right. We're going to dive back into that again. I do want to define what we mean by external. And I think I understand, but maybe I'll explain and then you can correct me if
Okay.
I'm wrong. So that way we have the teaching aspect happening. So, like, external would be like things that are kind of out of our control, like out there in the world, like maybe even just like physical external. And then internal is maybe actions that we can actually take, and then internally as well, like just our mind, thoughts, and consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
like our ability to choose, like what we identify with, whoever we are. Is
Mm-hmm.
that, or, and I might be totally wrong, and that's okay, you guys,
Being
because
wrong is okay.
we're
There's no
learning.
right or wrong.
There's no right or wrong. That's right.
Well, it's an interesting question because, like as you were talking about that, I was thinking like even our bodies, like is that internal or is that external?
Hmm. I would vote for external. What do you guys think? The human body, is it an external factor or is it an internal factor? You guys decide. Drop a comment below. Hashtag Miss McMagic.
Yes.
We're talking with Lauren McMonagle. She's a coach and transformation
Happens.
happens. You can find out more about her at http://bit.ly/capital M Miss capital M Mick capital M Magic Miss McMagic with capital M's.
Yes.
So now that we've let them decide, no one's commented anything, but that's fine. What do you think? Is the external body, is it, or is the physical body an external thing, or is it internal?
I think it's external. I think uh, I think internal is the space like within, and it's not like you can see it. It's not like my organs are like, I'm not talking about like my internal cavity. I'm talking about this like this energy that like we can't see or feel physically.
Hmm. Joseph says external because the three
Hmm.
pillars are internal,
Yeah.
or at least they seem to be. Hmm. You bring up some good points, Joseph. Thanks for being on here. Appreciate you. Um, yeah. I mean, he says external. You say external as well.
Yeah.
So
Do you have a vote?
I would say it is external because our it's external, but it's probably the closest. You don't have to be sorry, Joseph. Um, you, I would say external, but it's one of the closest. Here's what I'm thinking in my mind, that in truth, it's almost not external or internal because we have a certain amount, like if there's anything in the physical realm and the external that we have the most control over, it's like how we transform this physical manifestation. So it's almost like an in between
Okay.
internal to external. Maybe just
Yeah.
pondulating
Maybe.
here.
Yeah.
I just made up that word a few days ago. I like using it.
Pondulating.
I admit it might be a word. I'm not sure.
I think it is.
Okay. I hope it doesn't mean what I think it means.
We can
Um,
look it up later.
yeah. Okay. So, yeah, internal,
Mhm.
external. So, what would like a clear definition of external be? Like this mug. Well, this is not a mug, but you get the idea.
I guess in my mind it's pretty much anything physical, but
Hmm.
maybe we're thinking of it as separate, but maybe like you said, like maybe it all is like one thing.
Right. So maybe there aren't three pillars, but there are five.
Internal, like no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it would be like, oh, I guess. Well, anyway, that's we're going down a rabbit hole
We
here,
are.
a deep rabbit hole. Joseph, the conversation just seems to resonate with me because I'm currently not feeling too great about what I'm doing for a living. So I'm sort of in the middle of rediscovering myself. I'm working on having more control over my mindset. Well, Joseph, you're in the perfect place right now. Appreciate that you're here. Let's dive into that even more because we kind of started talking about it.
Mhm.
But so the first step is really the second pillar. Thoughts?
Well, there's see the thing about it
It
is
happens all at once.
yeah, there's no
Okay.
steps.
There's no steps.
And as humans,
We
we
want a
want steps.
process. We
Yep.
want steps.
And this is like there's like nothing. There's no
Really helpful, Lauren.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, got it. So there's no steps.
Mhm.
There's no right. There's no wrong. And in that case, I just want to commend Joseph and everyone else that's listening or watching that's on a journey of discovery to find internally the open space for them to create whatever it is that they want to create in their life.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm. And so really the three pillars are more about consciousness and awareness.
Yeah, it's one of the pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah. Well, like, I
You
know
want me to talk?
consciousness is, but awareness?
Yeah, I mean,
How does awareness play into this this
mhm.
whole system and transformation in general?
Yeah, so I would say, like, awareness is, like, one of those things that I guess my relationship to awareness has kind of been a rocky one, just in the sense that, like, if you're not either aware of yourself or others, sometimes people will catch that and be like, "I told you this. Why weren't you really, like, aware that this bothered me?" And as someone who's, like, deeply empathetic, it hurts to feel like, I wasn't really taking the time to be aware of something, right?
Mm,
And so this also shifts that, like, idea that you have to be aware of everything at every given moment, because essentially with awareness, like we are awareness, so whatever we are aware of in any given moment is like what we're supposed to be aware of, I think. Like I'm this is like the half-baked cookie thought that's coming out right now.
what is the half-baked cookie thought?
The half-baked cookie thought is like where I'm starting to have an insight on something, but I feel like it's something that
It's not fully
it's
formed.
not fully formed. And I'm
Gotcha.
okay, I'm still gonna share it because I feel like it's
That's
important.
how life is. Just
Yeah.
so everyone knows, and maybe this will speak to Joseph as well, and any of the listeners listening, but life is not like there's no point when it's like you won the game. I was listening to a podcast recently with Simon Sinek,
Mhm.
um, and I think he just released a new book. And then there have been other books written about this, but he was talking about the difference between like finite games and infinite games, and like us as humans being people who want that one, two, three, like do this, get X result.
Mhm.
That's actually not how life is at all. And so infinite game. So a finite game would be like you score a goal and the game is over. Or there's like a clear winner. There's a clear like this person won, right? An infinite game is like there's no winner and you're playing against yourself pretty much, right? And like there's no clear metrics as to like what is winning. Like right now, like if I was playing a finite game, I'd be like, oh my goodness, we only have one person that's on the
Mm.
live right now. But in an infinite game, like who's to say that my game that I'm playing with myself is like have as much fun as possible, which is actually what my game is. But like have as much fun as possible. And so like who's to say that I'm not winning that game, right? And so like a lot of people, they're trying to win these finite games of life and they're just not real, or
Mhm.
they're like determined by outside people. It's like you said, or the expert said, or the guru said, like you have to do it this way. This is the best way to do it. If you do one, two, three, you get X results, and then you
Mhm.
won the game.
Yep.
But that's not really how life works. So it's like,
Yeah.
so I think that in that journey of like self discovery, it's like there's no point in time when you're like, I found it, I've
Mhm.
got it. But you can have moments where you're totally grateful and joyous and in that space of
Mhm.
in the space where you feel all the feelings of having won and knowing that there's still more to discover in the future.
Yeah. So, can I share? It's
Yeah,
something that,
I'm done
like,
sharing now.
yeah, it's like I love what you're saying because um so there are a lot of what I'm feeling lately is like there's just a lot of information out there. Like there's a lot of tools, there's a lot of things that, you know, we can try, and like I've tried, and for me it's really overwhelming, and I'm noticing more and more like I just want less information. Like I just want
Mm,
a more simple life. Like yes, I want to continue to learn, like, and grow, but, ultimately, the information is, like, there's just so much. So, there was also something you said at the end, um, hmm, I can't remember. I lost my train of thought.
That's
But,
life.
yep, it'll probably come back. But yeah, I think that as far as the principles go, it came back. So with the principles, like when I first was introduced to them, I was like, oh my God, I feel so amazing. Like if I could describe the feeling when, I'm just just fully present and fully in the feeling we call it. It's like this really just like warm, comforting, like safe place where you know, you sincerely don't know what's gonna show up. It shows up, you know, as crying, as laughing, as, most of the time, it's like this buzzing in my body that I kind of feel like this little bumblebee, but it's all pointing to the same feeling. Like, we put these names on the different feelings that we have, but when you're in the feeling, like, you allow other people to be in the feeling, and you both are able to, um, I guess, rise in consciousness. And it's something that I've had to get kind of comfortable with is like, I feel like I've gotten somewhere in the principles. I'm like, I got this figured out. Like, I know what it is, I know the feeling. And then I try to teach it, and I'm like, whoa, like, there's so much more to this. And it's crazy how this one simple, like, these three simple things, it's all pointing to the same thing every single time we talk about it, but it just like each and every time I come back into this conversation about the principles, like my understanding deepens.
Mm,
So like how is that possible when you're it almost seems crazy to like talk and like come back to the same thing over and over again. But I feel like this is like it's like coming back home each and every time and just remembering how good it feels to like just be the truest version of yourself
mm,
or just be your true self, not the truest version because there isn't a truest version. There just is.
the true version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Deep. I would say I agree with you, and that we are all here, and this is it. This is the only moment. If you're on here right now, then you just saw a brief moment of silence and another one again.
Mm.
Because at the moment, it felt really good to just take a deep breath and just sink into being here.
Mhm.
Hmm. Magical. Miss Mick Magic here on Tribe of Fun. Find more at bit.ly/Miss McMagic, capital M's in there. Um, is there anything? Hmm. Hmm. I want to give people some practical things to think about. If you got some questions, throw them down there in the comments. I have a couple more questions, but I think you just had something to say.
Well, for sure. Like if this kind of sparked anything within you, you can definitely reach out to me. But also, something that I listen to on pretty regular basis is The Space Within by Michael O'Neill. And this is t- there's also The Missing Link you could start off with, which is Sydney Banks who discovered the three principles. And if you start listening to those and like just keeping an open mind of like seeing something new, um, that's what I would recommend if you want to learn more about the principles.
Okay, sweet. Okay,
Did you have
great.
a few more
I do
questions?
have a few more questions, but really, my question is does someone need to be in a place? Does someone need to be in a certain space or a certain being before they start working on these three principles
Hmm.
or take on this kind of coaching?
Hmm. I haven't really thought about that. I guess I don't really know what you mean by like type of person.
Did I say type of person?
I don't know, like
Oh,
something
well,
like that.
I guess like do they need to I, I guess do they need to already have been doing personal development or looking for something? Like you said that you were searching for something. Like do they need to be searching for something or how what,
Hmm. I mean, uh, I think that as I think that yes, seeking is something that would be helpful because if you like are just if you are content and you are like you don't really need anything else, then that's great, good for you. But um I think that if you are really seeking like true fulfillment and happiness and peace and love, like that's in my mind what life is about. Like you could have there's a like not to discredit any of the programs out there that are going to help you make money and like get you your dreams and like all those things, but
mm-hmm,
I think like I think this is what resonates so much with me is like by by experiencing true peace and love and like this well of it that is just like never ending, and that to me is like really all I need. Like, and all of the
mm,
other stuff, it's kind of funny. Like, magic happens when you're in the feeling and you're like in the unknown and you're being your true self and you're in alignment with your purpose. Um, yeah.
mm,
So that's what like I can't guarantee that you're gonna make $100,000 this year. I can't guarantee that you're gonna, have all of these things, but um I guess it would depend on what you're looking for. Are you looking for some peace and love and mm, yummy deliciousness, all the like
mm-hmm.
the things you want in life? It's like all right here for you.
Sweet. Okay. Is there anything that you wish that I'd asked that I didn't ask?
Hmm.
And there are no wrong answers.
Yeah. I guess like cuz we just met like recently, but
Yeah.
what is there something that you look for when you ask someone to be on your podcast? Like
Yeah. Is there something that I look for? So your question is a question for me. Um, that's very meta. Um, yeah. I mean, what I look for is people who have a lot of integrity and really genuinely care about people. And then just trying to pool together as many like amazing coaches and experts and um, really people who are just out in the world to help others. And so that's why I asked you to be on it. Yeah, because I just saw that in you.
Mhm.
So that's like what I'm looking to do. So if you're out there right now watching this, listening to this, you can go ahead and drop a comment below. And if you're interested in getting interviewed because you care about people and you want to share what you know with the world, drop a comment below and put a hashtag pick me.
Ooh, I like that.
So, um, yeah. Any other questions? You can interview me now.
I can interview you.
Well,
Mm.
I don't know what other I kinda wanna dig more into the 3 principles because I don't fully get them.
And that's okay. That's a thing too, like, wherever you're at
Like,
in.
I think I understand them, but,
Mhm,
like, I guess my real question is, like, how do people apply them? And, like, we kinda talked about it, but you're like, "It's like a feeling that you have," and I'm like, "Yeah, I get that."
yeah,
And I'm like, I'm personally like, I want things to be 1, 2,
mhm,
3. I'm a very creative person, but, like, I like when there's a process.
mhm.
So, that's okay, though. That's okay, but so, here are the 3 pillars: mind, thoughts, consciousness.
Consciousness.
Consciousness,
Mhm.
consciousness.
Consciousness.
So, we're here, it's church, Sunday morning. We're talking about mind, thoughts, and consciousness, the 3 pillars with Miss McMagic. You can find out more about her at bit.ly/capital M Miss, capital M Mick, capital M Magic. Miss McMagic, all capital M's.
Woo.
Woo. Anything else you wish I had asked that
Mm,
you want to talk, that you want to share about? I
about the
really just want to
principles.
open. I really want to open the floor for you to
Mhm,
just kind of express whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking. I'm looking for you to reach out into the audience,
mm,
whoever's watching, and I want you to share something with them that you think could have an astounding
okay.
impact on just that one person's life.
Hmm, that's really good. I have so many things that I wanna say,
Okay,
but
well, you can share as many as you want. There's no limit,
okay,
but maybe the first one that comes to mind.
okay. So, hmm. Honestly, it's like I, for myself in this journey, like I want to change people's lives, but I also know that like you can't like I can't really do that for you. And so
Hmm, juicy truths.
juicy. And like for my personality, I'm very like fun and silly and I want to have a good time because I really feel like that's also a part of what we're all here to do. Um yeah. So even while we're like, creating change and, solving the world's problems, we can also enjoy the experience. It doesn't have to be super serious. Like I still care about shit and that doesn't if I'm being fun and silly about it doesn't mean that I like care about it less than other people who are taking it more seriously or
I love that you did air quotes because, yeah, sorry, go
yeah,
on.
yeah. And I think that it just I'm in many areas of my life that the people that I've worked with high school students, I've worked with college students, I work with adults, parents now, um, and I see a lot of similarities in all of us that there's a lot more mental health and um, we don't necessarily talk about it enough in society, but we also like it is becoming more rampant. And I feel like this is something that, you know, I really feel can change your life, can change other people's lives. Like it has profound impact on my life, and I've seen other people's lives be impacted by it. And it really just it requires like you saying yes to you 100%, just like not knowing how you're going to find who you are, find what you're looking for, but really just saying yes and trusting that honestly you have everything that you need and are like everything that you were born with is everything that you need. Like you can compare yourself all day to others of what they were given, but we are here to work together and you were given specific gifts and like you need to discover those and share those with others. I'm so serious about this because someone needs to hear what you have to say. Someone needs to hear or like see the like art that you have. Like it's going to be so healing for other people and yeah,
Mm,
like I can't stress that enough. Like I know we like want so much for ourselves, but sometimes it's like what have we experienced that like that can kind of like support someone else's journey.
yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm,
I couldn't agree more. I got some really great advice from Brad Newman. I don't know if you know who that is.
mm,
Okay. Great sales guy, but and as well as a bunch of other things that he is amazing at. A really great person, but share with me one time that basically all of your external problems, anything that's like coming up, can be solved by being in service to others and being a contribution to others. So, like, where in your life can you give? Where in your life can you reach out and share gratitude and appreciation for someone else, or share your amazing talents that only you have and that only you can give? And it was really great advice. And so I know for me, like personally, whenever I'm feeling like down or lonely, I've been realizing more and more recently that it's because I I haven't reached out to someone that day and told them that I love them because they're incredible,
mm,
you know? And then yeah, and then just reaching out to people. It's just amazing. It just brings me joy, brings me energy personally. Um, so yeah, so go out there. I think we'll call it pretty soon.
okay.
And then go out there, give your greatest gift to the world because someone, just one person, needs what you are to be in the world.
Mhm.
Mm. Mhm. Any other questions? We got one person on here. If you're
Ask
ask
away.
away. We got questions. Let me pull up my questions here. Oh no, don't have them. Okay, I don't know where they are. I don't want to take time to find them.
Yeah.
So, where can people find you? How can people connect with you?
Mm. Well, definitely Facebook. I do post on Facebook and Instagram. Miss McMagic is what my handle is on Instagram. Um, yeah, I post live videos like this as well and
Dope.
inspire people and dance a lot.
Yes. Fun.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great time.
I also loved what you said that you don't have to take it so seriously.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
That's what
take
connected us because
yeah.
he is the king of fun.
That's right. That's right. But so just have fun. Have more fun. You can get things done and have fun.
Mhm.
I made up that rhyme the other day and I've been loving it. I'm thinking it's going to be the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get your business done and have fun. Ton of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Like I just want like I know that I told you this when I met you, but like you sang me a little song
Mhm.
and like I think it would be really fun to just like have a little fun song from you and like wake up to your fun song and be like What was your just you're saying just now? D you can
Oh,
get things
you can get
done.
things done and you can have a lot of fun.
That's what I wanna wake
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
up to.
Katie McMonagle, she has a lot of fun and she gets things done. Ba-na-na-na. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a great day. Go out there, be your greatest contribution to the world. You are incredibly important and you are incredibly filled with joy and fun and you bring joy and love and fun to people's lives. So stay tuned for more of conversations like these. You can rewatch this one, watch some of the other awesome conversations. They're on my Facebook profile, or you can check out Tribe of Fun somewhere online.